Just what have you liked about how Justice Sanaa has been able to step in after Alex?
Yeah, it's been good to see. Obviously he's a guy that we brought back here. He's a young player who's played more teams than he's played defense, but he's been dying to play defense. So he got a chance to play. He's played good football. And that's the NFL. You kind of identify guys who can play within your scheme, and whoever you keep on your roster, they've got to be able to play, you know, defense for you. So I'm not surprised that he's had some good days, because that's why we signed him and kept him. And you know, everyone's getting coached in the same room, same scheme. So every guy who makes our roster, they can help us, and that's the way it should be in this league.
You've been around Zach his entire career.
Alan, you mean?
Alan.
Yes.
When you watch him play now, what does he do now in his sixth year that maybe he wasn't capable or didn't know how to do earlier?
Well, I said this in the spring. I thought Zach has gotten stronger as a run defender. Obviously, he's always had the pass rush ability, to beat guards and tackles, even, big time guys, in his career. But the run game stuff's always been just okay. That's improved a lot. He's taken pride in being a run defender, which is he's a complete player now. So that's important for him. But he works at it, and he's always a guy that's trying to improve mentally or physically. So it's been good to see.
Vance, what are you seeing from Bryce Young through his first year and a couple starts this year?
Well, when I watch the young guy, he's a elite processor. The ball's out very fast. He's a first round pick for a reason, right? I mean, that wasn't one team. That was a league grade, So he's got talent. That's not his problem. Obviously, he's a young player that's hadn't played a lot, So he's still figuring out who he is, and so are we, But when you watch his tape, he's a great processor. He's accurate, athletic, So he's what the young quarterbacks are. Obviously, it hadn't been all good for him, But having a chance to watch sometimes for young players allows them to kind of sit back and relax and just play, and play freer, and not worry about mistakes. So we'll see what happens on Sunday, but obviously he's a talent that's earned his draft status.
From preparation set standpoint, in a game plan standpoint, how much does it change when they go from Dalton to BRYCE, especially for you guys?
System-wise, it hadn't changed much. What they do with each quarterback is a little bit different, obviously because of the physical traits. But system-wise, it hadn't changed much. So our plan hadn't changed. Obviously, when you're playing a guy like Bryce, who's a mover and who can scramble with his legs, you got to have a different rush plan. So that's always in the cards. But every week we prepare for both quarterbacks, right? I may have a one every two, so we don't miss a mark on what the number two can do. So, nothing's changed, right? As we game plan Monday and Tuesday, he was in our plans. So now he's playing, nothing changes.
Vance, you know how this works. As your unit has success, you get mentioned as a head coach candidate for next year.
Right.
What's your thoughts on that? Would you like another shot at it?
Well, Mike, I don't have a thought about it right now because thank God this league has seasons, right? You have an off season, you have a draft season. Right now it's play and win season. So for me, my entire focus, Mike, is on this football game, and winning games and coaching right now. That stuff takes care of itself down the road. It's a season for that stuff. But right now, for me, it doesn't even have a place for me, right? I'm so busy right now. My mind's on this team, a young defense who's playing good football, to keep improving each week, to get ahead of the adversity before it strikes. That's my focus, But obviously, being mentioned is, it's cool. But right now, my mind's not there.
Vance,
Time for two more, Brandon.
In 2018, you were here with Vaughn, had a sack in 6 straight games. Nick's got it in 5. I realize
Yeah.
everybody gets sacks, but is that something you're mindful of? Going into the game?
Well, Nick's a good pass rusher, and the more we play with leads, the more you'll see Nick, you'll see Coop, you'll see Barron, all those guys can rush the passer, and it's obviously fun to watch those guys have success, So if he can get 6, 7 in a row, that's great for our football team. That means that we're rushing well as a unit, and winning football games. So absolutely, I want those guys to continue to rush the passer well.
Last question?
When Pat left the game against the Chargers, you put Jake on the outside.
Mhm.
But after that, you put Levi on.
Yes.
What kind of went into this?
Well, you know,
Was one in game?
obviously, yeah, you know, obviously when you get a player hurt in game, it's tough to adjust without having time, you know, and J-Mac had more outside corner reps than Levi did, you know, that previous week. So that was the in-game adjustment. But having some time to kind of prepare for the New Orleans Saints, you know, we put Levi outside because obviously he's an experienced corner, but we had a chance to rep him outside, you know, during the week. So that made more sense for us to keep J-Mac inside. And we had Mathis back, you know, so we had more corners outside to play with depth versus a nickel player.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, guys, thank you.